Did I do it right?
I don't know. I think so. We here? I don't know where I am
I
anymore.
think, yeah, we're here. We're here. And I think I turned everything on and off at the right time.
You did it nice and smooth.
Yeah, for once. Finally.
Right at the end of the year.
Well, it's the best way to start the new year, is finally figuring it out. Hey,
Well, everyone,
Robin.
you heard it here. You heard it here first. Can Cake remember it for 2025? Hi, Robin.
Thanks, Robin. I don't know if Druid will be here. She sent me a thing off of Instagram, a funny thing where it's a person lying in bed, like doing the, I don't know, what do they call that, where you use a sword to pop a bottle of champagne.
Oh, that's called something particular?
Yeah, there's like a name for that. Anyway, it's this funny little video of a person like totally lying in bed. You can't see them because of the way the camera's set up. They're lying in bed and you just see their arms, and their arms hold this bottle of it, and it goes and then they pour it into a bottle of
And then just like put the covers back over their head?
You can't even see their head. So pretty funny. So I was like, I think I know what Druid's doing today.
I mean, actually, no, I've been harboring the worst sleeping schedule ever. And I've been going to bed at like 3 or 4 in the morning and getting up at like noon. So I will be awake for when the ball drops. Am I going to watch the ball drop or even notice that it's midnight? Probably not.
Well, my husband said he thought we were doing something at 2. And I was like, no, it's Tuesday. We're always on at 7. Like, none of my family could ever get this straight. Anyway, he's like, 7? Well, how long are you going to be on? And I was like, I don't know. Probably not, not all night or anything. But he's like, well, it's our anniversary. I said, oh, it's our anniversary. And he goes, it's our anniversary. And I was like, since when have you made it to midnight on our anniversary? He's like, the first 10 years.
I did bring something to celebrate. These are
yay!
I've got chocolates. Well, and what I'm honing in on here is like my inner Mary Fondsness, because for anyone that's new around here, we are born out of Mary Fonz's first streaming Quilt Nerd. You can watch her reruns on YouTube. They're really good and there's tons of them. But she always had a snack, like always. It was often chips, sometimes it was chocolate, sometimes she'd have wine, sometimes, So I was like, I think I'm not often having something to snack. I don't have any wine. But I have my favorite Hershey Kisses, and these are cherry-filled Hershey Kisses. Have you ever had them?
I have not. I've heard of them, but they're they're a special thing, right? Like only
They
for the
are
holidays.
so hard to find.
Yeah.
People will often grab the strawberry ones thinking they're these, and they're not.
They're
The only
strawberry
time I've ever been able to find, they're strawberry. They're fine. I just like these better. I can only find them like during Christmas. And this year, when I was getting like some Christmas stocking like candy stuff, I found one bag. And you best believe that I was like,
now,
mine.
Is it an actual cherry inside, or is it like just
no,
cherry
it's
goo?
just a,
like
it's just, like a, what is it called?
A goo?
Yeah.
Like a cherry goo.
Yeah, see, Robin gets it. She says they're her absolute favorite. Oh, until her body revolted against chocolate.
Oh, yeah, I know Robin's got chocolate issues, but yeah.
I will enjoy one extra special for you.
Yeah, they sound delicious. So, yeah, I had some Swedish fish, and they're not cherry, but they're close. They're lingonberry.
That's very specific for Swedish fish.
I believe that it had to have been on my stream. We discovered what flavor Swedish fish are somehow. I don't remember why. But it is not cherry, it is not strawberry or whatever. It is lingonberry, which tastes like cherry, in my opinion. That's what the flavoring tastes like.
Oh. So. Are those at all involved in the ingredients? I'm guessing not.
I think the ingredients probably say something to the effect of natural and artificial flavors.
Well, I picked, I'm at the not the normal place where I stream because On Monday, my car decided to die. So
So
2025 means a new car.
yeah.
For anyone that might find that exciting, to me, that is like dying a slow death. I absolutely despise car shopping. Like I am just you don't want me as your customer because I'm in a bad mood before I even got there and you said a word to me. So like I hate it. So I'm here and I made sure that my little, Quilt black back there. But remember last time we streamed and I was back here, I was like, wow, I really didn't pay at all attention to the fact that there was like nothing
Hmm.
on here. So I moved some stuff around and put something on here. And
I want to know more. You pointed it
yes,
out while
I
we were
was
waiting.
showing this to Steph before we started our stream.
Hey,
This is
Jan.
not new. This is old. Um, I've had this for a long time, but it's like a homemade, probably, I don't know, Victorian-ish, I don't know. Like thread stand.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at
That
my
like
other camera here. How are they like attached? Like what?
with these little like metal hooks things that you see sometimes.
Oh, are they? Is it almost like a spring? That
Yeah,
like
yeah.
oh,
And
fancy.
I was just thinking, like, is there any maker's marks or anything? And I don't
And
see any.
is there a little place for like a thimble and a
Yeah,
scissors or something? Or
yeah.
and is that like leather or fabric or something? That is really interesting.
It was velvet,
Oh,
and then a velvet pincushion down here. And I mean, this thing's big,
yeah,
like
yeah.
hanging on the wall or something like that.
I have
I
I
got
have one of those June Taylor thread things where you just put them on
hmm
there.
Yeah, I have those on the walls right here. I got this quite some time ago. Like in my, actually, here's one of those springs without any thread on it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Are they hard to pull apart?
Nope,
Oh, huh. It
nope.
looks yeah, it looks very skillfully designed. Hey,
Yep,
Carolyn.
it was probably one of my first ish purchases when I started collecting like needlework
Ah.
stuff. It's just been living here, off in a corner somewhere. Also, I just wanted to mention that when we recently did a needlework nights where we did tape measures, I found one here that I didn't get to show because it was living here.
Oh,
Oh,
I
Scotty dog,
have I seen this one? I feel like it looks familiar.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have.
Very cute.
Um,
Very
yeah,
cute.
I might have showed it to you. But just little things. And then I know you have some little cute toys to show us
Well,
that
yeah,
just make you happy.
there are little things that make me happy, but first of all, before I forget, um what I'm doing tonight after we are done, while I wait for the ball to drop, because I will wait, I'm going to finish this. And it is done except for the embellishments. So I have to put embellishments, and I think I can probably do it in a couple of hours. So
What are the embellishments?
it's gonna be a surprise.
Hi, Janet.
So hey, Janet. So Dawn's original has like little ruched pieces of ribbon, like the same ribbon.
Hmm.
I'm gonna do that, I think. But maybe not this ribbon. I have some like narrower ribbon, and then I have some fancy sequins that I'm gonna use. Hers used thread woven buttons, like the fancy passementerie buttons. She used those, and yeah, I think that was everything on hers. But I want to go a little bit more glitzy, so I'm gonna dig around for my little cute stuff. But yeah, it
And then
turned out so good.
I mean, you have plenty of time now then to ship it in time for my birthday.
My mother, I still owe my mother a birthday present. Her birthday was on Sunday, and I'm making her something, but I just didn't get it finished before Christmas when I saw her.
Oh, I didn't
Um,
I didn't know her birthday was Sunday.
yeah, yeah.
Happy birthday to Mama Cake if you're watching.
Um, I would not even give her this. This took me so long to make. It turned out so good. I'm so
I
enamored
don't
with it.
think it took you long at all. It would have taken me
Uh,
5 years.
it took
You
me
made it
longer
in
than
like 2 months.
I feel like I've moved faster with the Merryweather wax blocks, honestly. It's just a lot of like very tiny sewing, and it's a wonderful pattern. I love how it turned out. So I'll leave it
Are
to
you
it.
gonna
I'll
are
leave
you
it to
gonna
you in my
use
will.
it?
Yeah.
You
Damn
gonna use
straight
it?
I'm gonna use it.
Do you already have like all the stuff like lined up to go in and stuff like
Not
that?
yet. So I'm gonna pick like my finest goods to go in here, like the silk threads and the little itty bitty things that like I will buy and pick up and think I'm never gonna use this. I can't. There's nothing good enough to use this on. So I'll put it in here. And then when I work on projects where those kind of things are good enough, I'll have it all here.
Hey, Steph, see, Robin agrees with me that that you blew through that. Also, Janet's asking about the pattern. Do you
Yeah.
want to grab it real
Yeah.
quick
Yep.
online, and I'll pull up our calendar for January
Yeah.
because I have that ready to go, and today is definitely the day to release that.
No.
Let me see if I can get my stuff together here.
And by
Okay.
the way, while you're doing that and I'm looking for the link to Dawn's Etsy, I will mention that on my stream yesterday, I was talking about. All right, let me see. I'm terrible at talking while I'm trying to.
Yeah, why are you doing that? Here I was trying to do something so you wouldn't have to talk while finding it.
No, I know. I'm scrolling through looking for. I have not bought that much stuff. Here it is. It's like, how much stuff have I bought since I got this pattern? So yeah, I was talking on my stream yesterday. Robin was there, and I kind of have some ideas about what I'm doing in 2025, along with the things I've already started, like the bicentennial stuff. And I've been falling down a rabbit hole with some artists, one being Robert Rauschenberg. I've changed my mind about him a little bit. And there is a really interesting documentary about his grand prize win at the 1964 Venice Biennale, which is a major, major art event. And so I got my hands on it, and I am going to privately screen it. So there will be more information on my stream
About some watch party.
about a watch party, yeah. And yeah, so I'll do it on the way Mary used to do the tier 2 and 3
Yep, the private
things.
streams.
Yeah, I'll do it that way on. I think I can do it on mine that way. So yeah, so for my subscribers over, keep an eye out. I'll have some stuff. I think I'm gonna stream it on Valentine's Day. We'll do Palentine's Day. Although when I typed that out on my calendar, I was like, oh, this looks like Palestine. It's Palentine's Day. It's Valentine's for your pals. So yeah, so keep an eye out for that. We've got some time. So I'll keep plugging away at that.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I mean, when you decide, well, if you do it, honey, no, that's January. Never mind, February. Wait, I was gonna say when you decide, I'll put a little extra thing on the next calendar.
Yeah, it's on
For
a
a second you said Valentine's Day, and I was like, but we're looking at Never mind.
We don't have that calendar yet. It's gonna be fun, but yeah, I'm all squared away. I now own the documentary. Yeah, it's ordinarily much pricier. I was able to get it with my Kindle points, my digital Amazon points. Yeah, and so I own it, and I will be ready to stream it. And so, I mean, really, there's no deciding. It'll be on Valentine's Day, probably an evening stream. So,
Okie dokie. Well,
yeah,
we all have a date for Valentine's Day.
A date with cake and Robert Rauschenberg.
Well, before Valentine's Day, though, we do have to get through January.
Yes, I know.
So I saw Janet mention that she's ordered the next book. Make sure that you grab it, because on the 7th year is going to be our last kind of free night for a little bit, and I'm going to give the first assignment in our new book, which is the Dress Diary. There you go. Steph's got it there. So we'll have our first discussion here on the 14th. And that book, Stephanie, how long did I say that was going to? I think that book's going to take us eight.
I think you said 6 or 8.
Yeah, I think it's 8.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's 8 shows. Um, so we're gonna be doing that one for a little bit, and then if people forget, we had mentioned about cutting down the number of books. Thank you, Robin. Yes, I said 8 weeks. We're gonna cut down the number of books we do in a year, but we're gonna make more content around them. So, for example, there are discussions where in the next quarter of the new year, so what is that? It's like April-ish, that we might do something with Pam Weeks that might include an interview. We might do a paid for lecture that would be, buying tickets. Like Steph said, it would be a private event for people that buy tickets and things like that, and reading her book, Portable Patchwork. So lots of things that would be around her book. And it's one of Steph's favoriteest.
And
So,
what I can mention about that one is keep your ears and eyes peeled on that one, because my mom accidentally bought her book twice. It's so
oh,
good. She bought it twice. So she said we could have one of them as giveaway. So
oh, wow. Yeah, you're spilling all the tea tonight, huh?
yeah, we got all kinds of stuff up our sleeves.
So we've got all of that going on. Also, I want to remind people, we've mentioned it a million times. I will make sure to stick links back into the description. The Schwenkfelder, the tea and textile series there, that's the rock, paper, scissors, where our friend Don Ronigan is having a lecture. That's on the 25th. Go and grab your tickets online. It's $50, I think, for 3 lectures and a bonus. It's totally worth it.
Mm-hmm.
AQSG's virtual seminar will start the night of the 30th, but it was such a pain in the butt to try to get this to split so I could have both colors on it that I was just like, so that starts the night of the 30th and it goes through the 2nd. Stephanie and I are very involved, so I did not plan anything extra on like the Saturday or anything. It's open to members and non-members. You should totally go. It's really good. I promise you'll have a good time. And if you were considering membership, it would be a good time to join to get the membership price. There's also recorded content from when we went to in-person seminar, like Stephanie's study center.
Yep.
So it's totally worth it, and you should totally do that. The extra thing we did is we're going to do another Stitch and Glitch on the 11th, which is the day after my birthday. So it'll be a birthday.
A birthday Stitch and Glitch, yes.
Maybe I'll get a birthday hat. Maybe.
Well, I will, and certainly our favorite turtle will.
I mean, I should expect no less. All right, so enough with that.
I think Dutton's birthday hat's here somewhere.
You got to show us your little toys that
my tinies. Okay, you guys know.
You were showing me these before the stream, and I was like, you might as well show people your little tinies, because they know you like tiny.
2025 I think is going to be the year that I open an office supply and art supply store for small mammals and maybe friendly insects. So I'm gonna first of all be taping your favorite shows on some VHS tapes. I don't have the VHS player though, so that's a problem.
So like, what do you do with all of these? Do you make like little like diorama things with them?
That's my plan. That's what I want to do with it. That's why I've gone like whole hog collecting these things. But I have like the entire Crayola the entire Crayola line of things. So yeah, I'm gonna be making something.
Do you think these will end up in like an art piece or something that you do?
Yeah, I mean that's what I've been looking at a lot of these things as. The scale is weird, so they're not exactly dollhouse correct. But you really inspired me when you mentioned Phoebe's dollhouse from Friends. She had that crazy. So I was like, I'm gonna make a little art supply store in there. And you can sell all kinds of things. There goes the tape. Oh, yeah.
You can call it. It can be like Turtle Dutton's house.
Yeah, Dutton's art supplies and snack store. Yeah, a little floppy disk.
Oh my God.
I know.
A floppy disk.
Yeah, and I started thinking, I'm like, my son's got a 3D printer. And I know you have to design stuff through the software to get it, but I was like, tiny spools, itty bitty scissors. Mini Brands doesn't seem to have those things. Maybe Kate
really?
Could make. Not that I've seen. I mean, they make these deals with brands. I mean, they partner with these brands to get their packaging. Like the packaging is identical. And
I see.
yeah, and so they partner with these brands. It's a win-win for the brand. So I don't see like Singer or Coates and Clark. Like I don't think any of those are going to partner.
I think
Although
Singer would.
I
There's all
mean,
kinds of other Singer weird things
Scotch
out
Tape
there.
did. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe
we'll
you
see.
need to like send them a message
We'll see.
to make some sewing ones.
I mean, everybody loves those little Lego sewing machines. So
Those things are expensive too.
I know.
They're
And
like
there's
$25 for like the 15 pieces that are
yeah,
inside.
there's not, and my nephew has like probably more Legos than the Lego store. And would that little turd make me one? No, he would not. I was like, please. And he's like, nah.
Let me guess. He probably was like, well, if you hem my pants.
No, he's a teenager, and it's more like, no, I'm never gonna want to do that, no matter what you do for me. So.
Okay, all right. Well,
So stay tuned, guys. There will be some type of diorama in your future to look at.
I mean, I hope it includes, you know what, in order to be like Phoebe's Big Dollhouse, what you need is a big oversized big booty eagle like perched on the top of it or something.
Oh yeah.
Oversized. If it's not obnoxiously too big for the scale, then it doesn't count.
Okay, giving me ideas here. Giving me ideas. I have to have the sketchbook out, doing some some architectural drawings this evening.
Well, speaking of artistry and creating things and all that, you have created something for this evening.
Yes.
Haven't you?
And you have not watched it, have you?
I have not.
Okay.
I'm gonna be surprised. For anyone wondering, I have only seen like the rough.
You saw like the first minute of the rough cut. There's like this thing ended up being almost 9 minutes long.
Wow.
Or it might actually be 9 minutes long. Because well, I think I have YouTube without commercials right now, so I can pull it up or you can pull it up.
Oh, no, go ahead, pull it up.
Okay. Actually, I think you might need to do it because of.
Do I need to?
I don't
Oh,
have my
because you're using.
Well, I don't
Gotcha.
have my third monitor right now, so I can't like if I move us to get it, it'll be crazy. So yeah, if you could share it, you have the link, right?
Let me get to that.
Now this video should give you an idea of about what like this diorama is gonna look like.
So I cannot open it, sweetheart, because you have it set to private.
Oh. Okay. Well, bear with me one moment.
Remember what we discovered about private videos
Yeah.
is to enable certain emails.
Yeah.
It's no longer a link thing.
All right. I thought I had done it right. Alas, I had not.
You're like, I won't be leaving
2024 without not doing something.
The question is where to go.
Where did you launch this thing?
All right. Let me try this link. Yes, here it is. Okay. Let me set it to unlisted is what we needed, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I'll give it a try.
Is it the same link as before?
Should be. I can put another one in if you need me to.
Oh, okay. I got it. Okay. So I've got like 75 YouTube videos open.
Get out your popcorn, y'all.
That and share sound. Okay. Are we seeing that? Okay, let me just make sure that my sound is not insane.
Yeah, and full screen it if you can.
I will. All right, are we ready?
We're ready. Ready as I'm ever gonna be. I mean,
just remember, like, if your volume's not like amazing, like turn yourself up, because I am always guilty of making it too loud and then blowing your eardrums out. Here we go.
Welcome to the 1-year anniversary show of Quilt Nerding. Think of this as that 100th TV episode thing where the producers go the cheap route by showing you clips from previous shows. But no one is paying these people anyway, so it's extra cringe. Good evening. I'm Steph Cake's imaginary friend, Cressida von Slinkerton. Join me as we take a stroll through the past year on this ragtag, shoestring budget, little live stream. Quilt nerding roared, or maybe it squeaked, to life in November 2023 as a spin-off of the wildly popular Quilt Nerd Show hosted by Mary Fonz. The stream started on Instagram Live but quickly moved to YouTube. They say it's because of video stability, but we all know it's because Cake can't keep her hands off the filters. Jill and Steph launched the stream with a book club for the quilt nerds, and they read 10 books over the course of 12 months. That's 10 more books than either of them would have read otherwise. But read they did. And there were opinions. Oh, there were opinions galore. But as I always say, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one and they usually stink.
She either did not have an editor or she needed to fire her editor. Many quilters travel in packs, like wonderful howling wolves. I'm like, what? Are we supposed to be majestic, or are we supposed to be a bunch of like annoying, like, oh?
And
Here's some fabric.
Oh, she claims are disgusting, dirty sneakers.
You probably noticed that these clowns, I mean these gals, love to chair dance. The stream starting music was often a topic of conversation. It was free and easy, just like me. Hey, who added that to the copy?
That music was some smooth jazz to get you like. Oh, I was dancing. Is that how you dance when you go out dancing? Are you one of those people?
I'm a touch and step.
Our quilty duo interviewed 3 fantastic authors, and they are deeply indebted to these talented writers. In fact, to show their appreciation, they lured one to a murder house.
The end of her bed.
Uh-huh.
And like, that's just a creepy looking basement.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was just like, I wouldn't sleep. If that, nope, not right at the end of my bed.
Just like hard-hitting investigative journalists, they coax an admission out of author Dawn Roningen. It is true, she covets Jill's nut. You didn't forget about the nut, did you?
And I have really special memories about all of those, spending time in Kathy's home, spending time in Tex's home. Jill brought the nut. I got to hold the nut. So, I mean, we have really special memories on all those things, even if I don't own them. So, yeah.
In turn, Jill admitted that Dawn's book, Antique American Needlework Tools, has convinced her that she does, in fact, need all the things.
Looking at all the tools, and believe me, I went to a show today. I noticed things that I haven't noticed before. I've never looked at reticules. You bet I did today. So it's definitely another one of those, the more you know. And then we come over here, the more you spend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
While reading Mary Kay Waldvogel's soft covers for hard times,
Am I
it's
drunk?
very likely that Jill and Steph solved the mystery of a long-lost and historically significant quilt. Further investigation is warranted.
I'm assuming many people here have watched Friends, but maybe not. But in an episode of Friends, Monica Geller, who is obsessively cleans all the time, it is discovered that she has a crap closet.
I love the
I'm
crap
like,
closet episode.
Yeah, I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised. A place as big as the White House, there has got to be at least one
crap closet.
where someone was like, what do I do with this? I don't know. Here, put it in, you know what I mean? So
Mary Kay went on to charm the gals with the story of how she fell in love with quilts. I think we can all relate to that love at first quilt sighting.
So I went off one Saturday morning and I saw a quilt in the window of a store in Evanston. And I mean, I just walked right in there. I loved it. I walked right in there. I said, I want that quilt. I didn't care how much it cost, who made it, how old it was, none of that stuff. I was going to get it because I loved it and I hung it on the wall. That was the beginning, and I fell hook, line, and sinker for fabrics, women's studies, all of it tied in.
In their interview with author Anne Hermes, they learned tips about how she got her friends to do the hard work while she was writing patchwork pillowcases. As I already may have mentioned, they repaid her kindness by giving her the scariest room in the murder house.
And so I got the easy job most of the time. I just pressed the button, take photo. And I had at one point Barb Garrett and a friend of mine from work, Marianne Matthews. They came out with me and did all the handling of the pillowcases and the bending over. Poor Marianne, yeah, she had to bend over a lot.
They also shared Anne's disappointment that a particular museum didn't care about one of her discoveries. Geez, some institutions, am I right?
This pillowcase behind me, the middle one, it has a blue background fabric. I think I found a quilt that matches that in a museum in Texas. It escapes me right now what it was. And I contacted them and I said, hey, I think I have a pillowcase that matches a quilt of yours. But nobody cared. They didn't respond back. I cared.
Wow. Well, that's how you know that's someone who doesn't love them as much as we do, because we would have
Right.
been like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I would have had the pillowcase have been running into the museum like,
yeah,
Quilt Nerding hosted 10 needlework nights, where Jill and Steph showed off collectible treasures and mined the internet for versions no one can afford. In further news, Jill may have lead poisoning.
wouldn't that be funny though if like you go over to your girlfriend's house to sew and you walk in and she's like, hey, just gnawing on her shoe pincushion. Just thinking, kind of like how we chew pencil tips, like, this lead's yum.
After reading Dawn's book, Steph threw down the gauntlet with the 100-day challenge using Dawn's Mary Witherwax pattern. Jill went on to stitch exactly 33.33% of one block. You watch the Nerds Watch auctions. Y'all, that's kind of weird. They also examined buyers' premiums. And based on what I learned from them, I'm in the wrong business.
Great for the quilt. But like, God, with a 20% buyer's premium, that's another $62 added to the sale price.
I know. That's the part that's really difficult.
Of final note, Cake's technical abilities, while not stellar, are at least endearing. And Jill doesn't Inception anymore, mostly.
Well, my video won't start. Yay, there I am.
Is going to be the end.
Jill and Stephanie shared their adventures and discoveries, from quilt turnings to museums to AQSG seminar. Most importantly, they did all that alongside their nerd friends. Whether they know you in real life or just by your online handle, they are thrilled you're part of their journey and look forward to an exciting second year. And that's the way it is. Thank you, folks.
Oh my God.
Are you still here? Well, don't say I didn't warn you.
And this is the spread eagleness where I'm like, Eagle, what are you up to?
I am so happy that I did not watch that ahead of time.
It was straight up ridiculous. You're probably thinking to yourself, Cake, you spent 2 months on that?
Well, to be fair, you weren't working on that nonstop.
No,
for 2
I
months.
wasn't. And yeah, there's a part in there I just went, oh crap, I forgot the transitions there. Yeah. I can promise that recordings of other things are much better, like the things I've done for AQSG.
That was hysterical. People popped in too while we were doing that. Like Druid showed up and your mom showed up. Happy belated birthday, Iva. And Tish is here. And everybody thought it was hysterical. So I almost spit out my drink at one point. I was not at all prepared. Not at all prepared.
Well, Cressida, you know, her name and her she's entirely AI. You may have noticed her look changes a little bit throughout. I could not get Canva to create the same woman over. So there was one version of her, and then there was a secondary version of her. So anyway, maybe nobody noticed.
I did not notice. I was too busy laughing. Plus, like some of the pictures you got of me where I was like, and also, you guys, if I only knew that when I was being stupid on camera, quote, behind the curtain, that she was recording me. Thank goodness you didn't show that one time I took my top off.
You know, we have Quilt Nerding After Dark. We're not ready to release that yet. So.
It also just goes to show that, like, I guess now knowing what like the year in rewind can look like is we should start collecting clips, you know, at the beginning of the year.
I also learned how to clip. So anybody out there that, you know, ever, especially people that are watching us with the recording versus watching us live, if you stumble across something funny, you could clip it for us and we'll find it later. So Janet actually had a legitimate question, which is, what is the year of the nut?
I think what she said is, that's the year in a nutshell.
Oh, that's the year in a nutshell. I thought she said, what's the year on the nutshell? What is the year of the nut?
Apparently you're not going to finish out the year with reading and comprehension skills. Those have already left the building.
I'm not. I am sick, guys. I am sick.
I mean, you have been this whole year, so, you know. First blooper of 2025, Robin said.
How old is the nut, by the way, though, really?
I think...
I
think when Dawn and I think the time that I let Dawn touch it, I feel like she thought it was 18th century.
Oh.
I think. She could show up in the comments later and correct me, but I feel like she might have said like second half of like the 18th century or something like that.
So 1700s is what we're talking about here.
I think so.
Okay. All right.
I think so.
And I will let you guys know.
I might be totally wrong.
I have never held the nut. She doesn't take it away from home, so I have not seen the nut.
Oh, you haven't seen the nut?
You've never had it with you.
I can bring the nut like the next time we're like together. I don't know why I thought you had seen it.
Druid, I'm year of the nut every year.
Yeah. She's not. Yeah, she's this year's nut.
And you know what's crazy? I'm allergic to nuts.
You are? All of them? It's not all of them, right?
Most of them. Many of them. I don't bother expecting people to know what they are. So my mom knows. My mom knows. My mother is the one person in the world that knows what nuts I'm allergic to.
Oh. Okay. I mean, it might be good for other people to know.
Well, generally I just tell people I'm allergic to nuts. Don't put nuts in stuff. No peanut
butter.
butter
Does that also mean, does that, like, I know some people are allergic to nuts, but they're not allergic to nut butters.
No, I'm allergic to nut butters as well.
You have to live your life without peanut butter?
Yeah. You know, I bought a package of the Reese's peanut butter trees this year, and they're still sitting on the table. Like, I look at them and I'm like, if I wait until bedtime, I could eat it right before bed and then take a Benadryl and go to sleep. And hopefully wake up.
Wow, that's some serious commitment to subpar peanut butter.
Oh, come on now. Reese's peanut butter cups? Please.
No, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I like them, but it's not good peanut butter.
I don't know what good peanut butter is. I'm not an aficionado, obviously. We buy the store brand around here, so.
Clearly. Well, it's going to be really hard to follow Cake's video, but we had also just talked about just kind of looking back through our phones and our photos and stuff and just kind of gathering some things that, you know, were meaningful to us, that we liked, that we this, we that. So I grabbed a few things here. Excuse me. I am also dealing with a cold. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, I grabbed some photos when we were talking about, like what else are we gonna do? What other content we can do? There's still some museum tours to look at, and there's still this, but we didn't want to cram that into this. That could be like its own thing. And as I was going, I'm like, wow, there's some cute stuff here. So just some memories.
Memories.
Yeah,
A
because
$26,000 memory.
yeah. Well, and it's funny because, Steph did mention that we did some auction reviews and we talked about premiums and stuff like that. And one of the reviews we did, I didn't have a picture of the boot uh um oh
Knitting
my
needle
God.
covers. Yeah, the knitting needle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Words. Yes, I didn't have a photo of those. I meant to grab those because those were your favorite, but I didn't have. I was just grabbing stuff readily available. So, but this one was really like, holy moly, because on top of this, didn't these guys have like a 28% buyer's premium or
Yeah,
something?
that's what I was just doing. I'm trying to do the math here. Was it 28%?
Are you not trying to do the math on a calculator?
No, I'm trying to do it on my computer calculator, and my computer calculator's garbage. So let me do it on my phone. I'll do it on my phone.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Oh, well, it was two of these. I've got a picture of the next one too, but this one in particular was pretty nuts because it's got all the stuff in it. It's not generally rare to find shaker baskets and stuff, but I guess it's pretty rare to find it with all the junk still in it.
So, assuming that these people had the 28% buyer's premium, this purchase cost that person, not including tax and shipping, $33,280.
Wow.
I'm like, that would pay off my house and leave enough money left over to buy like a junky car.
Well, Robin, I'm thinking of you the whole time I eat this Hershey Kiss. Wow. Then they had this one, which, given the price it went for, I almost kind of assume went to the same person, to be honest with you.
Oh, wow. I wonder if they'll adopt me.
Wouldn't that be, well, I mean, who knows? Maybe they're broke now and you got to live in this box. I don't like. But that's a lot.
It really
Especially
is.
when the estimate is 4,000 to 6,000. Like clearly you had, a couple
battle,
of people.
battle of people that wanted that. Yeah, it is that basket and the other basket they're amazing. I would love to see them in person and like just marvel at them.
One thing I wish you could see, which I'm pretty sure you can't see on this particular thing, is the bidding history.
Oh yeah.
Like you can on eBay to see like how many people are fighting. Like, did we start with 20 and then once we hit 10,000, it went down to 4, and then once we, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm curious to know, did you ever notice like what this auction house, like what their bids were starting at? Because by the time you showed me this, it was already up to that much, or it may have actually ended. But like I know some of the auction houses were starting their items like really high. So I was just curious, like, did this one start at $4,000?
Yeah, I'm gonna guess it might have started around 100, 200 maybe.
Wow.
With an estimate as high as 4,000 to 6,000, but yeah, I don't remember if I'd seen that. I'm not sure.
Okay, what's next?
I'm not sure. I had to bring up the pillowcases that Julie Silver pulled out. I mean, I had asked her when I was like, hey, can I show these? And she was like, oh my God, absolutely. She pulled a ton of others out, but these ones in particular, when we were reading Anne's book, Patchwork Pillowcases, everyone was like, oh my God, I did see them in person. When we went to seminar, she had them, she brought them.
Oh, did she?
She did?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
I mean, you were told, but there was that one night that you were like, I'm just going to go be a puss and go to bed. That was the night I took all the footage in the vendor hall.
All right.
So,
that's where I missed them.
Yeah, these are fantastic. I mean, I was tempted, but in terms of purchase, like the Patchwork pillowcases can go really high because they're much more rare, and there's 2 of them. But they were my favorite because they're so freaking cool.
Indeed,
they're really cool. I also brought up the murder house because I have had dreams about this house since we've been there.
Were they nightmares?
Yeah. Well, it's weird. So it's funny, like, so in the dream, a lot of it, so I've had dreams where we're sewing, because for those that don't remember, Steph like sat there and like physically like taught me how to do EPP while we were there. And we did quite a bit of that while watching like murder mystery shows. So there's that. But then I
watching the first 48 may not have been the best idea while we were sitting in that house.
Right?
In the woods on a mountain.
Yeah, so then like I also had a dream one night that I was sleeping in this bed. Like this you guys, this right here. This is the bed. This is the mattress.
Yeah, that's where Anne's poor little tootsies would have been.
Yeah. It's like literally like you could, and since the door opens into the basement, like you could literally have been woken up by a ghost pulling your feet. Oh my God. Off the bed. I'm also, this room I'm in right now is in a basement. Like
I think you're traumatizing yourself. Maybe we should move on.
Well, it doesn't get better yet. Like here we are going, when Steph was just like, I'm gonna go down there, and I'm like, are you? And she big fat did. If you think I went as far into the basement as she did, I certainly did not. I was prepared if a ghost jumped out to leave her down there.
Oh yeah, you were gonna shut the door, block it, and run off the mountain.
Well, so the thing that like bothered me is that the issue I have with this door is that there's no lock on it from the bedroom. Like if there'd been like a deadbolt, I would have felt a little bit better. But there was not. Steph did find out though that there's no exit from the basement out into the world. Like there's no bulkhead.
Yeah, there used to be. It was right there ahead of it. Like
yeah, it was right
ahead.
here.
And oddly, there were a lot of scratch marks in that, but but yeah, they had like blocked it off, so it has no.
Well, and also
no
like this was more, this house and this like trip was more memorable because it was the most recent. Mm-hmm. We went here in October. We haven't. There's been nothing else since then, right?
No, there hasn't. No.
So yeah, like I also like think about this wallpaper.
Yeah. I don't know what's scarier, this wallpaper or that basement. This wallpaper's insane.
I don't think this wallpaper is scary.
No, it's not scary. It's a lot. It's very
cool. Loud.
It's very, very cool, but yeah, it's yeah.
Robin asked if that bedroom was a kitchen area before. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if it could have been a laundry room.
Maybe something like that, yeah. Or like a little utility room or something, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure because the way it's shaped, like it's got a closet and everything. I mean, it's an Airbnb house, so I can see why they put a bed in it. If I was living in that house, I'd probably make it an office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would guess the house was probably post-war, and it kind of reminded me of like early
I think it was the
1940s. Oh, was it 1940s? So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, this I think about this wall because
I do think about that wallpaper often.
Yeah, it was a lot. I think about this sandwich.
Oh, the sandwich! I had almost forgotten about the sandwich. Oh,
You're welcome. So, this is a grilled cheese with 2 over medium eggs on it and bacon jam. And when I say bacon jam, I don't mean the kind you get in the store where it's like jam that like some bacon ran through. Like if you can see here to where it looks like it's just as much bacon bits as you can fit into the jam before it no longer is jam.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you put any more bacon in it, it just would be bacon.
It was so incredible, and yeah. We went to this restaurant. I don't even remember the name of it right now, but I can guarantee you that if I end up in that area again, I am going to find it. We were there. We went here after we went to the Mennonite Life Museum, and we were with Barb Garrett, and we were with Ann Hermes. And Barb had been to this place before. None of us had. And she was like, this is what I recommend. I like to get this sandwich. All 4 of us got the sandwich. Although Barb and Ann got it with with scrambled egg on top,
And
and
mine,
Steph
I
and I
think
got
mine was
like
over
this.
easy. Yeah.
Um, and we didn't speak really the whole time we ate it, except to talk about how amazing it was.
Yes, four
And
women with like bacon jam dripping down their faces,
oh
just going,
my, it was so insanely. I gotta move on. Like,
yeah, it was really delicious.
I'm really hungry. I haven't had dinner. I'm sorry, everybody. Please don't hate me. I also had to mention, this quote.
Yeah, you
Because
had
this
better
quote was,
you had better pictures. I had this in my memories too, but you had better pictures.
I this was at the Mennonite Life Museum, and I have to tell you, between all the things we've done, especially as I was going through my phone, it's Tish, it's not brie. There's just like cheddar cheese on it, and the thing you think is brie is probably the over medium eggs
Yeah,
on top of
it was eggs and cheddar,
it.
white cheddar.
Although if you made one with brie, I would not complain. I would eat that happily too. This is payback, Stephanie, for that stitch and glitch where you talked about food all 3 hours.
The chicken sandwiches.
Yeah. So, anyways, all the quilts that we have looked at this year, and when I think about it, if we'd actually counted, it's like thousands. Like,
Oh yeah,
we have looked at so many quilts this year. This has to be in my top 10. This is so.
I'm gonna say yeah. This is definitely one, and we just saw this recently.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to see more about this quilt, you want to go back and watch the live stream where we visited the Mennonite Life Museum. It's one of the more recent ones. And there's all kinds of great close-ups and stuff because this quilt was just mwah.
Yeah, this was a really good quilt.
Yeah, and I got like good close-ups that you can really like all these little like we were calling them little baby sunbonnet Sues. They're not. I mean, they're like Amish or Mennonite. I'm sorry, Mennonite people, but the bonnet's in the right place, like Stephanie said. Their shoulders are in the right place. Like, it was just a really awesome quilt. Really awesome.
Yeah, Druid, it is Gracie's on Maine. Druid can find anything.
Druid, were you stalking us while we were in Pennsylvania? Maybe you should just come next time.
My guess is Gracie's on Maine is probably pretty easy to find if you look for Bacon Restaurant Pennsylvania, because everything there was about bacon.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they had other stuff, but like bacon candied bacon was like their big
remember
thing.
that appetizer that we were looking at that was like all this different types of bacon that they had? Trust me, next time I go, even though I'm gonna get that sandwich, best believe girlfriend's getting stuff to go.
Yeah, I'll have a bacon flight to go.
Yeah, like I would absolutely, like I could totally, knowing what I know now, I will fast and like really pack it in.
Are you gonna do my Joey Chestnut Fogo de Chao fast?
It was, oh my God. It makes me so excited for like the next trip to Pennsylvania, just because it really wasn't that far from the general area I tend to like to be in. So it's really up there too with the diner. There's a diner that we like to go to in Adamstown that it's really cheap, and they have quote shit on a shingle cream chip beef, and they'll serve it over home fries, or they'll serve it as like eggs benedict, or stop it, just no,
stop it. Stop it. Let's talk about this situation.
Oh, someone make a note that this video has good clips for like shorts and stuff like that. One thing I wanted to show before, actually, this photo actually came out a lot nicer than it looks on my phone.
And it looks so much brighter there than I remember. I feel like that day was a little like not necessarily overcast, but just because we're up there in the trees, and it was kind of like just,
Did you see what Druid just said? Go ahead and read it.
So Druid said, I saw a post earlier that read, a private investigator makes $200,000 a year, and here we've been doing it for free all these years. Yes!
So, a bit of content still coming your way is when Stephanie and I did this experiment with feed sacks and historic methods of removing the ink on them, and I've got all kinds of photos and video, and like it just has to be created into something.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to give you a little like sneaky peeky because nothing went the way we thought it would.
No, not at all. We were very
Things
surprised.
that Yeah, things that we thought would work didn't work out the way we thought, and then the thing that we thought was the dumbest worked the best. So I know nothing about anything in the world. Just anywho. But yeah, this picture came out really nice. So this is the murder house still. This is
Yeah.
the front yard. And then there's this fence. And then like right beyond this fence here, like where this tree is, you just fall off a cliff. And then you share this really steep, scary driveway with this house that's in front of the house that's at street level. And then it's a blind drive when you get down there on like both sides. So you might die because people are going. But other than that, it's
If
really
I could have
pretty.
taken a run from that front door and then just like spider monkeyed it, I think I could have gotten onto the roof.
Next time.
We'll definitely rent the murder house again. It was
despite all the
10 out of
issues, I would
10.
absolutely stay there again. It was perfectly fine and wonderful. And now that we've kind of figured out how to maneuver the terrifying driveway, I would never stay there in the winter. But otherwise, it was perfectly great house, and they were great. Another thing is the fact that we did a whole special on American Quilt Study Group seminar when it was sign up time, and Steph made this great presentation answering all kinds of questions about study centers and signing up, and we had Carrie Dell, the director, on as a guest to answer questions and talk about things. So if you are not a member of American Quilt Study Group and you're considering, the next seminar is in Portland, Maine in October 2025. Stephanie and I will be there. You can go back and watch that and decide if maybe that would be something that you would want to go to. Highly recommend. I will give the preface, yes, it is expensive, but if you look at it like a trip, because you can make it an entire week-long vacation, it is so worth it. Like I need to recover after because of all of the quiltness that I have taken into my soul, and the people and the fun and the friends and stuff like that. So like, just saying, this is out there. It was good. It was a good time. Lots of info.
Was. Yeah.
It was a good time. And then we went to seminar, and that was a good time. And we even like did a little presentation that got really good reviews. Even from the president that was in there, which when the president walks in and you're like, oh God, the president's here.
The president of AQSG, not the president of the United States. Just to clarify.
Yeah. I mean, I highly doubt anyone actually thought that, but there might be someone.
Never know.
So yeah, we did like this super intro to social media stuff for people. And we haven't decided yet if we're going to do like another one that's a little more advanced for this coming seminar. But this particular thing we did record. We did this one for free. No, you didn't pay to get into it. And it's going to be part of the offerings for virtual seminar. If you had any interest in wanting to look at that. But again, it's super basic. So if you're someone that's pretty comfortable on social media, it's not for you. It's really basic. You'll be like, oh, I already knew this stuff. So just putting that out there. But anywho, it was fun. It went really well. We didn't have any hiccups, I don't think, at all. Our mics worked. And no one was a jerk in the questions. And no, it went really well.
Nobody threw fruit at us.
The night is young. This was probably one of my favoriteest quilts from the exhibit that Deb Grana and Sharon Waddell did at seminar. We do have a past stream that's all about the exhibit and the vendor hall from seminar.
We also have a bunch of clips of this, of the quilts, so you can look at the clips of the individual quilts if you have not run into those on YouTube.
Yeah, they're shorts. They're great. But this one was just so freaking awesome that I was like, I think I have to show this because it's one of my favorites. 1846. Like, holy moly. I might have to ask Deb Grana, like, hey, can you just like attach my name to this when you're ready to get rid of it? Thanks. Because I love Zed.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. I asked Sharon if she would adopt me or remember me in her will. I think we're probably gonna have to fight some museum for their stuff. But I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I'll fight. Then Miss Stephanie Cake here did her study center on Sunbonnet, and this, I believe, right here is our friend Kellen.
Yeah, Kellen was there.
We haven't seen her around in a hot minute.
Yeah.
Are you lurking, dear?
If you're lurking, Kellen, we miss you.
This one was super fun. I helped her do all this setup. I was sweaty. It was a lot. Folding quilts when you're sweaty.
It's a fool's errand, but we do it a lot.
It's a lot. But yeah, this study center is going to be part of the virtual offerings for the virtual seminar, which I believe sign up starts on Friday, right? Friday? I think it's Friday.
Is it Friday?
I think it's Friday.
Eek!
Yep, I think it's Friday because I think it's the 3rd. And then virtual seminar starts on the 30th. So yeah, I think it's Friday. You guys should totally come because you can see all the Stephanie Cake stuff. Oh no, I didn't share my sound. No. It does. Okay, it says I'm sharing my sound. I totally did not hear that.
Oh, that sound's not on.
Wait, so.
No batting. It's in really nice condition. Very, very graphic. Let's take this off.
That is a very pretty quilt.
Just to give some background here, this is oh my God, Dana. She runs Dana Auctions. We have live streamed her auction before. She always does the auctions for AQSG. This is Julie Silber right here, who's always her sidekick when she's doing the auctions. And then some of these other gals you'll see holding up the quilt. They're known as the Juliettes.
Yeah.
And they're basically
the
Vanna White. I have a feeling it has to do with Julie, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Julie Silver. I don't know. I don't know the background, but there's always a different theme everywhere they go. Like obviously we're in New York, so she's the Statue of Liberty, and I believe they were mimicking Broadway.
The Rockettes. Yeah.
It was the Rockettes. And then when we were in Louisville, there was the Derby.
That was
they came in on stick horses and stuff like that. I have a feeling when we go to Maine, there'll be lobsters, because if they're not, then I kind of feel like they're fired. Like they have to be lobsters.
Yeah, I mean, what else? It's got to be lobsters.
So this is the live auction that happened on the Friday night, I think it was. Mm-hmm. This is super fun. They do it after dinner, and it can get pretty lively. Steph and I won stuff. I won this quilt.
I was gonna say this quilt. You got this quilt.
Yep. This is the very first item on their auction, and you're gonna watch her talk to me as I'm bidding. The when she points over to it looks like she's pointing to my camera. She's pointing to me. That's cool. That's pretty.
And this was generously donated by Susan Day. Thank you so much, Susan. Okay. That's right. None of this is possible without the generous donations of our members. All right, we'll start the off with $100. 100, I have 100 now, 110, 100, 110, 110 and 110, 100, 110 and 110 and 110, 110 now, 120, 120 now, 130, 130, 130, 140, 140, 140, 140, 150, 150, 150, 140, would you bid 150, could you give 150, 150 to my right, 150, 160, 160, 160, 150, 160, 160, 160, 160,
I think this is about the time where Becky texted you and said, what are you doing, you whore?
190 now, 200, 200, 200, 190, 200, 200, 200, 190, would you bid 200, could you give 200, you go 200 now, 2 and a quarter, 200, 2 and a quarter, 2 and a quarter, 2 and a quarter, 200, 2 and a quarter, 200, 2 and a quarter, 2 and a quarter, where was it? 2 and a quarter, 2 and a quarter, now 2 and a half, 2 and a quarter, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a quarter, would you bid 2 and a half, could you give 2 and a half, could you go 2 and a half, all in, all done. And we sold it $225 to Jill. What is your number tonight, Jill?
1.
Number one.
You were number one. I forgot about that.
And who would have thought that that would have been so interesting? Like,
Yeah,
I was number one because my last name begins with A.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so funny because Becky, I know our friend Becky loves orange and was like, ooh. And then she realized she was bidding against Jill and she was like, oh, you whore.
Yeah, oh my God. So after this happens and I win it, Carrie stands up like 4 tables away. She goes, you better give that to Becky. I had no idea Becky was bidding on it. I had no idea because you can't see everybody.
Mm-hmm.
There's some 200 people in this room. So I felt back because I'm like, I didn't know. Usually, like, if there's something you're in love with in the auction, like, you tell your friends. Don't. Although Dana gets up there and she goes, there's no friends in auctions.
No friends in auctions.
To be fair, in case Becky's watching, I did say, if you want it that bad, you can have it for what I paid for it. Like, I'm not, like, going to die over it. She has not taken me up on that offer because she's probably going to be like, no, I wanted it for 180 for 225. But anywho, I just thought that was cute. Steph did win something.
The eagle. I had a little clip of this that I took out of the video, but yes, this is the eagle they said with the doobie, so I don't know what he's carrying in his beak.
Well, it's not even just the doobie.
I think it looks like a mic. It's like ready to drop the mic.
Oh yeah, oh my God.
But this is our big,
God.
This
you
is
can
the
totally
official big booty eagle.
But you can totally make a video with this eagle dancing and then have the mic really drop.
I'll work on that.
I hope you're taking notes. But yeah, this was the whole like major big booty eagle. And I think this is Anne standing next to me right here.
Mm-hmm.
And we were both like racing, like, come on, take the photo. And she's standing there. She's like, did you take the photo yet? I had to put this quilt in. This was one of Steph's favorite quilts from the vendor mall. It did sell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Druid agrees with you that it looks like a mic. This is my last chocolate. Well, not my last forever. The rest are upstairs. But Robin, I'm thinking of you. That was kind of weird, huh? Anyways.
There's a lot of Sues on this quilt, and there's also the Dutch lady on this quilt.
Mm-hmm. You like this one right here?
And I had seen this quilt before seminar when I was out in Temecula. Xenia had it, and I got an eyeball on it, and I was like, but the price was out of my, so.
Yeah, and the quilt did sell while we were at seminar, but I did get permission to photograph it and put it online and stuff like that. So thank you so much to Xenia Cord for letting us show that. I had to show this one from Julie's booth because, like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That thing was just something else. There were a million pictures from the vendor hall that I had that were fantastic. Again, we have a stream that shows the vendor hall and the quilt exhibit. I suggest you watch them because it's just between the two, there's easily like 500 quilts.
Oh yeah, there's a bajillion quilts. Like, you get tired of quilts. Do you watch some of our videos?
Yeah, and then let's say I got a close up too.
Oh yeah, this one. Oh, it was just those are itty bitty little.
Yeah, like, talk about not having any waste. Yum. And then this one was from Stella Rubin's booth. Mm-hmm. It was easily probably one of the most visually stimulating quilts.
Mm-hmm.
That was
I don't know if I'd put this quilt in my top 10, but definitely in my top 20.
Really? You seemed pretty in love with this.
I am in love with this quilt, but I mean, out of the whole realm of all the quilts I've ever looked at, there are some.
No. I mean in the last year.
Just in the last year. Oh yeah, definitely in the last year, for sure.
Yeah, that other one that I put in my top 10 is just from this year.
Yes.
Ever?
It would be in my
I
top
don't know.
10. Yeah, this would definitely be in my top 10. And I held Tang it.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
You wrestled that bad boy on up there with the lights.
Mm-hmm. And its light that I was trying to get to stay steady had much duct tape wrapped around it, and it still failed. My lighting technician classes just failed me, I guess.
Then I also had to mention the fact that I took exactly 6 stitches into the sew along that Steph voluntold me for Because
So it really wasn't 33.33% of the book.
Well, and I'm trying to think. I did get further than this picture, but I still haven't finished the block. My dog is like clawing at the door. Anywho, so even though you got me to be bitten by the EPP bug, I have not yet fully been bitten by the hand embroidery or hand applique bug. I have a feeling they will come. I want them to come. I want it to happen. I want to do more handwork, but it just hadn't by this point. And here you are over here whipping out, 15 applique blocks in like 3 days. Like, who can keep up? I also,
The shoe!
yeah, this year I found my unicorn. So I need a new unicorn. But yes, my unicorn was a scissor shoe. And I was in one of my favorite antique shops poking around. I often, when I go to antique shops, I will quote like Shop with Dawn, where I send her photos and we're looking at stuff and whatnot. And I was just like panning this case that often has a lot of sewing stuff in it. And I saw this shoe and I texted her and was like, oh my God. And it had the scissors and the thimble. And she was like, clearly you have to get that. And it was in great shape. The only thing that I wish was different is I wish the shoe was blue. There's a blue version of this shoe that I like better. But that's my only complaint. I also didn't realize how big the shoe is. Like the shoe is easily like the whole length of my hand. Like I thought they always looked smaller to me in pictures, but yeah, there it is with all the stuff in it. And I first found out about scissor shoes through Dawn, and I was like, oh my God, I never knew that I needed one of those.
I didn't know what it was, and I couldn't quite get my head wrapped around it until I saw the picture of Dawn's scissor shoe and then got to see yours.
Yeah, so I ended off with my unicorn, and then I actually am a little stressed out that now I have to find another unicorn.
Oh.
Janet, I don't know I haven't looked into who made these. I'm sure Dawn probably knows, but I have not done that kind of research.
Did excuse me. Did she not say, and I could be remembering wrong, but didn't she say that they are German? Or at least the one she had in
I would think that would be very likely. I think that
yeah, I feel like because you had mentioned the very first time you mentioned it, I think was when we were reading her book. And I think you asked her why it wasn't in the book, and or something to that effect, and she was like, "Well, it's not an American needlework tool. It's it's
I think it's very likely they're German."
Yeah,
I feel like quite a lot of the really cool sewing tools that we find are often German.
Yeah, I know scissors. I mean, I know that they were, well, I guess one of the European centers for scissor making.
And now Robin says she might need one of those. See, they're really freaking cool. But I've only seen a couple of them offered online in the past year or two, maybe. Not complete with like this. Like they're often missing stuff. And they go for a crap ton of money. This one was not a crap ton of money. This one was very reasonably priced.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I remember you told me like you were pretty surprised that you found one and it didn't you didn't have to sell your car to get it.
Yeah, like if you guys,
a reasonable amount of money.
If you guys look on eBay for past sales and stuff, there have been a couple of blue ones that have gone for $700 and they're empty. So like I said, that's my only caveat with this is I wish it was blue, but I'm fine with the fact that it's not. So yeah, that is the end of my fun things for this year.
Yeah, I mean, I as I was kind of rifling through my pictures, and I didn't end up getting a little PowerPoint together or anything, but a lot of my stuff obviously were the same things that you had, our trips. I was looking for pictures when I think it was in April when we went to the little Dutch village, and the first time we went to Adamstown. Yeah, I was looking for pictures of those, and I just didn't find it in time. But, that was a big highlight for me. That was really fun. And then my trip to Temecula was a lot of fun. And then, I looked through. There was a lot of things I did that, obviously I brought to, quilt nerding and to my stream. So yeah, there's just a lot of things. My my artist James scholarship stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and of course I don't keep meaning to bring up grief or anything, but I did lose my mother-in-law. So like my summer just even though I had pictures, I had to look at the pictures and go, oh yeah, that happened in June. Oh, that happened in July. Because my summer just kind of contracted and you know, but yeah, a lot of things happened this year, and I'm certainly proud of us. I'm proud of myself. I think we accomplished some really fun things.
Especially changing the platform and getting off of Instagram, because man, those videos, I'm sorry if you can hear them.
Oh,
Those videos, oh my God, they look so bad.
Well, yeah, I mean we definitely have come a long way as far as that goes. And you know, we wouldn't still be doing this if we had to be doing on an Instagram. I know that much, but yeah, I mean, we are friends. I mean, you guys are here with us on flipping New Year's Eve. I mean, this is a true community here. You're willing to come look at us at, you know.
Well, and the fact that, if people remember, the whole reason this started to begin with was because Mary was going on a hiatus for her stream, and Steph and I were like, okay, but like we don't want to lose the community of people that we've built. So we were like, you know, let's keep this going for the break period, and thought it would be something just, you know, in the interim. And then Mary got accepted into grad school and things happened in her life. So we were just like, I guess we're just gonna keep on going. I feel like Thelma and Louise, like when Wayne's World, remember when Wayne's World, when they do this, the skit of that, and they're like, let's just keep going. Like, yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And here we are. And like, yeah, and on the you know, we've got plans. I'm gonna eat this dog in a minute. You know, for things that we want to do and places we want to go and places we've been invited to go.
Yeah, we don't have to bust into places anymore or sneak in. People invite us to go places.
There's actual like legitimate institutions that like have invited us.
And nobody has kicked us out and told us we couldn't come back. So
that's true. The night is young.
This is true. Well, I'm hoping 2025 keeps us in everybody's good graces, and nobody is gonna tell us to don't let the door hit you.
Yeah, there's at least a couple of museums that I know that we will be getting content from in 2025, which we have never shown content from before. So I won't name names yet.
Yeah,
but things will be coming.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah. Thanks so much, Jan. Aw, thanks, Robin. It's, you know, I mean, Jill and I both say this, like we might be having a bad day and it's like, oh, I'm tired, I've got to do a stream tonight. But it's the minute you hit the start streaming button and then you realize like our friends are here. You know, the day kind of falls away and we have such a good time. And I never turn the stream off without being in a better mood than I started.
I might be in a hungrier mood than when I started.
Well, all bets are off.
I might hate you for that, because like it might be a time when I can't go have, I mean, I don't hate you for this, but like right now I cannot go have a bacon jam grilled cheese with eggs on it, you know, because it's far away. And I'll think about that all night. I'm always hungry because we always end up talking about stuff here. We weren't talking about it, but I had to eat that sandwich.
You're just always hungry, and also we're usually pushing the day to get here and don't eat dinner. So
that's true.
That's my problem. It's like I'm like, oh gosh, I got to get dinner cooked or whatever, or coordinated, and then I'm like, well, crud, it's 7 or you know whatever, and so. Yeah.
Yes, Arlene, we are officially going to be 7 p.m. instead of 8. It's kind of, we've asked for the feedback through this period of book break, and most people have agreed that, actually, I don't think anyone has said they preferred 8 over 7. I think most people
I don't think, 7. I know West Coast, there may have been a couple people that West Coast were like, ooh. But, yeah, it just for the most part was worked out best for us. So.
It really has a lot to do with the fact that it's often difficult for us to stick to the hour, and Stephanie starts to mold at 9 p.m. So it gives us a little more of a buffer in case we go a little over the hour, or if we wanted to plan something that we knew was going to be more than an hour. So that's why. But the calendar now reflects that. I've got to change that time on like the Instagram and the YouTube.
Yeah,
intros.
and I got to change it on our Zoom our Zoom links and all that stuff. So, yeah, we have lots of technical work to do.
Well, Arlene, even if you can't be here for the live, you can always be here for the replay. So Iva said, being Steph's mom, I am very proud of her. Dragging her into fabric stores was worth it. Right, Steph?
Yes.
I mean, I can understand. I used to not love when my mom would drag me to fabric stores with her, especially when I would sit in like the husband chair, you know, and I'd like bring a book or something to read while she was shopping. But she'd use me to guard bolts of fabric. She'd come and like lean them up against me, like in the chair. And like before she'd be all done, I'd have this like fort of fabric bolts around me that I was having to like guard with my life.
Yeah. Well, you know, I used to joke about how my, the child abuse I endured having to go to fabric stores. And I don't know if I've ever told you the story. So my mom worked at House of Fine Fabrics, which I know some of our friends worked at the various fabric stores, but she worked at House of Fine Fabrics. And they were doing inventory, and I desperately wanted, I think they were Nikes. I'm pretty sure they were Nikes. I desperately wanted this pair of like just plain old low top Nikes. And they were like $25. And my mom was like, no. And then I kept begging. And so she was like, all right, look, you earned the money, half the money, I'll pay the other half. And so basically I went and helped to do inventory at 8 years old at House of Fine Fabrics. And I managed to earn $12 counting buttons so that I could get those shoes. And it was that hard work paid off, because now look at me.
Yeah. Now you got a big booty eagle.
Mm-hmm. And I am like at the 300th ranked quilt YouTube channel. I don't know. I made that up.
Hey, you're like decently up there because you have like a consistent viewership over like 5 or something, puts you in like the top 10 percentile or something.
Yeah, I'll blow on Twitch. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Arlene, our next book, the first assignment will be given on January 7th, and then the first stream discussing it will be the 14th.
Yeah.
And remember, like, I always post the assignments on the Facebook and the Instagram in case you don't end up coming to the stream. And then there you go. It's the dress diary. And you can find links, our Amazon and Abe book links on Facebook, and past videos, and our holiday gift guide on Instagram too.
Yep. And just a reminder, if you don't already have it, this is the British release. The American release looks a little bit different. So.
Yes. So don't be concerned. It is the same book, because I have the different cover and stuff like that.
Oh, you used to walk to the fabric store, touch things.
I love the fact that Druid's like as a free range child.
Fabric inventory. Oh yes,
it's funny.
Yes, weighing bolts. Janet, I did not know how they did it until I worked for Joanne Fabrics, and that is exactly how they do inventories. They weigh the bolts.
I was it the last Stitch and Glitch stream where I mentioned that in the years that I worked for Joann's, I worked overnight, and it was like all kinds of illegal because like I was 16 at the time. I didn't mind working overnight, so I definitely didn't complain. But like my boss totally had to have known better.
Oh, sure. Of course. Of course. Some people are like, you know what? It's better to ask forgiveness.
Oh my God. Robin's reading ahead?
It's okay.
I'm going to tell Mary. Tell Mary. We actually should get a clip of her and to like play. Like, don't read ahead.
Nah, I have no problem with reading ahead. I think what I have to tell myself and challenge myself about reading ahead is remember where everyone else has stopped, because you don't want to
and this is why you had to be like, I can't read ahead because then I screw it all up. And oh my goodness, Tish didn't weigh bolts. She guesstimated based on how many layers. Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's the other one
that
where
way
you
of
count
counting,
the.
too.
Yeah, I learned that from my mother, which is how many yards are on this bowl? And just count the. Yeah.
That actually, they did that when there was a shop in the next town that went out of business, and I went for their like last couple of like super duper final sales where like the stuff was like $2 a yard, and that's how they didn't even measure stuff. They
Oh
just
wow,
started
they just
doing
counted
bulk like that.
the
Yep.
folds. Yeah. Yowza.
Well, I need to go have some dinner.
Yes,
And
I
I
can
think
say my husband, I can smell he put something in the oven. We are doing something that we do about once or twice a year called appetizer palooza, where we go to the freezer section of the grocery store and get all of the gross appetizers and just cook
it's
them.
totally the night to
cook
do
'em.
that.
Yeah,
it's totally-
I had some chicken nuggets and 2 White Castle sliders earlier, so it's time
Yeah.
for another round.
No, amen. This would be the best night to do that. I think I'm probably going to spend the night in my sewing room working on my Bonnie Hunter mystery.
And
I
will
have-
be finishing this.
Yeah, I have all kinds of bits and pieces of it around me here. Yeah, Steph, don't you forget to post pictures of my present there when you're done.
Oh, my mom said they counted folds. House of Fine Fabrics counted folds. Did Singer Fredericksburg Sewing and Vac? No. Was it Fredericksburg Sewing and Vac was the Singer place? Did they count folds? I could talk to my mother later. Yes, appetizer palooza is fabulous. So, mozzarella sticks. Hey, Kate. I owe you.
Now I'm sitting here like I want I don't have like actually I do have some leftover Chinese food appetizers.
That works.
But that's well, no, because I want like mozzarella sticks now, and see, and Janet's doing charcuterie board. I can totally get.
We were
on
gonna
top
have
of
a
that.
little charcuterie, and the husband didn't get any cheese. It had the gall and audacity to call me on the phone and ask me, did I want any Rotel? And I said, not unless you're bringing home Velveeta. And he brings no cheese. Oh my God. So, yeah. Kate,
Okay,
I owe you a response. I haven't forgotten. I've just been sidetracked.
So when we do our next stream in 2025, it'll start with the way Steph murdered her husband, and that'll be the way we kick it off.
Nah, he'll live for another year. I gotta make it to 30.
Tish is doing smoked salmon.
Ooh, smoked salmon.
Man, yeah, you guys have had some good stuff. I feel like this was a missed opportunity for us. Like, I feel like maybe we should have done something like the dishes of quilt nerding New Year's Eve.
Well, there's an idea for next year. Your quilted charcuterie. Now, wouldn't that be cute? Cut all of your cheeses and your meats into triangles, half square triangles, and you could.
Wow, that's involved. All right.
Thank you, Mom. I will call you this coming week or this week.
Thanks for stopping by, Mama Cake. It's always a pleasure, and again, happy belated birthday.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Guys. Well, it has been great, and when we see you next, we will give out the book reading and
Ohio Starcootery. Oh my God, that's all right. Well, then you know what, guys? Take pictures of your stuff, post it in the Facebook, and I can at least like make a reel or something out of like I won't have anything near as cool to post on it for what I'm eating for New Year's Eve, but like if you guys
I might have some sliced cheese. I'm gonna go see what I can do now. All right, guys, we will see you soon. Thank you so much. Happy New Year
and happy anniversary to quilt nerding.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna do great things in 2025, aren't we?
Don't cry.
Oh, I'm not going to. I sound like this because I'm sick. I truly am absolutely overjoyed.
I know, but don't cry.
All right, guys. We'll
Bye,
see
everybody.
you soon. Bye.